Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 214 of the Nope Coach podcast, Random Internet Drama. I'm your host, Suzanne Culberg. So it's funny, I didn't have a topic for today's episode, and then some random internet drama happened, and my sister was like, why don't you record a podcast about it? So here we are. My sister and I play a game, like an app called Monopoly Go. Side note, if we ever meet in real life, I am totally down for a game of Monopoly, but trust me, I am a shark. You have been warned. The number one rule in the household is don't trade with mummy. And as soon as anybody does that, they're sunk. I'm particularly good at Monopoly. If there was ever, I've just seen recently they've made like a game show version of the Squid Games. If they ever did that and they had a Monopoly one, put me in charge, I'm down for it. Anywho, on the Monopoly app, it's kind of mindless. You just roll, make your way around the board, and you get these cards that you can trade with others. Now, it is a mindless game that I play for a bit of fun. I'm not interested in being sharky. If we play the actual game, that's a whole different story. It has my full attention. I'm down for it. But for an app on my phone, it's a bit of fun. When I have the extra cards, if there's anybody I know who plays the game who needs it, I just send it on to them. That's it. I was in this private group, like a messenger thread with my sister and a bunch of other people who also play the game. And basically, sometimes it would be like, I have this card. What do you have to swap for it? And sometimes people get really sharky in the swap. Now, when I say I'm sharky in the game, I don't shaft you. Like, I don't say I'm going to trade and not. I just make sure the deal's always in my favor. But, in this app, if I say I'm going to trade card A for card B, I expect that to happen. Or honestly, I don't usually even bother trading. I haven't got time to negotiate this. It's a game. It is supposed to be a bit of fun. I play, in my lunch break or whatever. So I just pass the cards on. Anyway, today, holy stokes. I come back to the group and there's scroll and scroll and scroll of messages. And I call my sister. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, oh, this person blew up at this person because they're impinging their game. And this person jumped on behind. And I was like, I'm wholly unavailable for this. One, it's supposed to be a game. It's a bit of fun. Two, we're all adults here. And three, like, impinged on my game. How is this fun? Like, this feels more like a chore. This feels more like work. And as soon as a game becomes work, I'm out. Like, I play Monopoly or other mindless games on my phone for that very reason, for a bit of fun. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes, it's fun. And when it devolves into name calling and you shafted me and you're impinging on my game and, scrolls and scrolls and scrolls worth of stuff, I was just left the group. I was like, yeah, no, I didn't. And I didn't, it's not an airport, didn't announce my departure. I just left. And apparently a whole bunch of other people did too, because my sister's still in the group. And I was like, yo, just don't tell me about it anymore. And I think this is the thing. Boundaries, which is, what I do for a living. What are you participating in the thing for? And what is a boundary for you? And where is it become enough? For me, this was a game. It was a bit of fun. It's something I play. As soon as it becomes subject to rules and regulations and, too much thinking required, this isn't the space for me. It's not telling other people how they can be or how they can and can't interact or whatever. It's me removing myself from that space and then contemplating creating my own group thread, which is purely a pay it forward. If you get a card and someone else needs it, you just give it to them, no trading, and then you trust that when your turn comes, somebody in the group will have it, because we're not playing for sheep stations. Is that an Australian saying? Sounds like it may be. But, this isn't a legitimate trade. There's no actual money involved. It's a bit of fun. So if you have extra and other people have extra, and if that group goes ahead and anybody watching this plays Monopoly Go and you want to be added, send me an email, info@suzanneculberg.com. Well, I'll hit you up. But, random internet drama, when does it take away from the experience that it becomes stressful. It no longer becomes a game, but something that you become emotionally involved in. And what are you here for? And only you can decide that. Some people, I swear, feed off the drama. If I want to watch drama, I go watch The Bachelor or Survivor or something like that, and engage remotely in other people's drama. I don't need to be name calling on the internet. And the same thing can be for you. What spaces are you in? What Facebook groups? What messenger threads? What people are you friends with who you see them on your feed and you're like, oh, or, and how can you remove yourself from that? You don't need to announcement. It's not an airport. You can just go. Every 6 months or so, I go and do an audit of all the Facebook groups I'm in and I leave them. And it's always interesting to see what happens to me and my nervous system when I panic. What if somebody tries to contact me? What if somebody sees I leave? What will they think? And I'm like, oh, hello, people pleaser. Because if people are only connecting with you because you're in their group or in their space, what is that saying about the nature of your relationship? People can still find me. They can send me an email. They can go to my website. There's plenty of other ways to contact me. If we were only connected through that group or through that thread, is that a level that I still want to invest my time and energy in? It's something to think about. And yeah, different strokes for different folks, or different nopes for different folks. I did an episode on that. Something to consider. Where are you allocating your spoons? I did an episode on that when you've got no spoons. At the beginning of each day, you have so many spoons, so much energy. And where do you choose to allocate that? What refills your spoons? Games, stuff like that refills my budget normally. But when it becomes drama and argument and name calling and, gives me high school energy, that actually depletes. What are you doing the thing for? If it's not filling up your spoons, basically for me, if it's not filling my spoons or I'm not being paid for it, I'm out. Like, obviously, there are times and places you can't just walk out of a workplace. There are times where you're like, we need to have a conversation, or, we need to tidy this up, 100%. But if it's something that you're doing purely for fun or entertainment and it's not entertaining anymore, how long are you going to stay in that space? When a game becomes a chore, do you still want to do that? My husband used to play a game called Game of Z. It's like a zombie game. I never got into it, but, he joined a team and it was fun at first until it wasn't. They had raids and they had captains and it just all became too much. And he's like, this is work. I don't enjoy this anymore. What started as fun became work. And if that's happening for you, perhaps it's time to leave that space. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know where you've had random internet drama and how did you handle it? Did you just leave? Did something that was fun become a chore? How did it feel to release that and move away? Comment on the video on YouTube or send me an email, info@suzanneculberg.com. If this is your first time tuning in, be sure to jump on my newsletter list, suzanneculberg.com/newsletter. I email typically once a week. I send, I think they're fun. A lot of people think they're fun, and unique content that you don't find anywhere else. So love to have you on my list and visit your inbox once a week or so. See you on the next one. Bye for now.